Caring for your family means making tough decisions fast. When it comes to selling a home quickly and easily, you do have options that don't involve months of waiting. I'm Amy Shrader. I'm a realtor here in Morristown with RE/MAX Real Estate 10. And I had a call a few months ago from a previous client of mine, and they had conservatorship over an individual that was unable to care for themselves anymore physically, financially, and so on. My client called to find out how much we could sell the home for. The client was obviously unable to live in the home anymore, and the conservator wanted to sell the home and use the equity in it to help pay for the care of this person. So we were looking at liquidating the property. We go in, we look at it, and it is full of personal belongings. Obviously, this person was moved into a care facility, and you really don't get to take your personal belongings, your furniture, things like that. So the inside of the home had a lot of issues. Some repairs were going to need to be made. It needed to be updated, but it was in a good location. It had a great layout, and I could see the potential that this home held. So I told her what I thought we would get for listing the home, pretty much as is, but I did tell her we're going to have to get all this personal stuff out of the house, and we need to do a good deep clean because that's going to make a world of difference in getting it sold. So she was in agreement, and she had the money that she would be able to pay to get the stuff cleared out, get it cleaned before we put it on the market. But I did ask her, I said, hey, do you care if I call an investor I know? He flips houses all the time. Can I bring him over here, let him look at it, and see what he would be willing to offer you? She was ecstatic. She thought that was a great idea. So I called this guy, and I knew that he wouldn't want to do a home inspection. If he flips houses, he's going to be gutting most of this stuff anyway. And I knew he would be a cash buyer, so I knew it would be a quicker closing, and it would save my client from having to output any of her own money to get the home on the market and sold. I knew that the guy that I was showing the house to could see through the clutter, could look at the layout of the house, and see that potential that I saw in it. He came and looked, we talked about it, he made us a cash price offer. I went back to the seller and talked to her about it. She was ecstatic. It was going to save her about $5,000 that she was going to have to put out up front. She was going to be able to get the home sold and closed within about 2 weeks rather than waiting to go on the market in 2 weeks. And she didn't have to worry about fixing anything. The investor even said he would take care of cleaning out all the contents of the home. That if there was anything the family wanted, they could come get it prior to closing, but he would take care of trashing everything. So my seller was over the top. And even though his offer was less than what I had told her we would probably get on the open market, she was happy because it allowed for a quick closing with no hassle on her behalf. And since that time, I've actually had 2 or 3 very similar scenarios where another person was a conservator, and then a couple of people had a relative that had had to move closer to them due to health reasons, and they still had a house full of stuff that they didn't need. They didn't have the money to make repairs. They just wanted to get it sold. Each time I've reached out, I know 3 or 4 different investors in the area, and we were able to work out a cash deal for those people and get their home sold with no hassle on their behalf. So, not every home has to go on the MLS to get sold. As a realtor, I know people in the business that do this, and they're going to give you a fair cash price for the house. They're not going to worry about the repairs because they're going to be remodeling the home anyway. If you find yourself in a similar situation to this where you don't want to go through putting it on the market, you don't want to have to do any kind of cleanup, you just want to get the home sold, give me a call, let's talk, and we may be able to help you get the same kind of result as my previous clients.